Bringing Up Bates star Alyssa Bates Webster is getting a lot of attention following her latest post. The 30-year-old has been busy as a mother to 5 children. She also announced earlier this year that she's leaving YouTube to focus more on her children. Another reason for her decision was that her daughter began to read harsh comments about her. But it didn't take that long before Alyssa returned to vlogging. Keep reading to see her latest video. Bringing Up Bates, Alyssa Bates' shocking decision. Early in January 2025, Alyssa took to YouTube to announce that she was leaving YouTube. The video quickly got emotional as the Bringing Up Bates star explained how she and John wanted to focus more on their lives as parents. But what caught the attention of many was when Alyssa revealed that she wanted to protect her children from the harsh world of social media. She then revealed that her daughter, Allie, is now seeing negative comments about her, and it's something that she doesn't want her to remember as she gets into her teenage years. Many fans commended Alyssa for prioritizing her kids' privacy and mental health. But it seems she already misses making videos. Alyssa returns to YouTube after daughter's traumatic experience. Alyssa Bates Webster recently took to YouTube to share a new vlog after a 2-month break. The Bringing Up Bates star uploaded a 10-minute video featuring her family's camping trip. According to Alyssa, she and John brought their kids out for overnight camping. Alyssa added that it's their first time camping as a family, and she's excited about how it will turn out. Moments later, Alyssa shared clips of them arriving at the site and setting up a massive tent. They also had a campfire and a bathroom for the kids. They spent that night making s'mores at the campfire. The kids were stunned by the experience and had to wake up early because of how cold it was. Regardless, Alyssa said by the end of the video that everyone had a blast. She also turned off the comments section of her YouTube vlog, which may be her way of avoiding negative comments. Bringing Up Bates, Alyssa Bates quits her business? It's been a while since Alyssa Bates Webster shared updates about her hat business, Cheerfully You. The Bringing Up Bates star was selling faith-based hats before the website went on a break. However, some fans think Alyssa gave up on the business because of its underwhelming release. Many believe that she never sold anything outside of her family, who supported her business. She began to wear different hats in some of her pictures as well, showing that she was no longer endorsing her own product. The hush of dawn had only just begun to sweep over the hills of East Tennessee when Alyssa Bates, youngest daughter of the well-known Bates family, stepped back into the quiet hum of public life. Her reemergence wasn't preceded by fanfare or orchestrated press releases. It was quiet, intentional, and deeply rooted in the desire to offer hope, not spectacle. After months away from the spotlight, Alyssa's return followed a harrowing journey, one marked by her daughter's traumatic experience and the raw, unrelenting challenge of watching a child suffer. In early spring, when the world was just beginning to thaw from winter's grip, Alyssa's youngest daughter, Ivy, suffered a sudden medical emergency. What started as a routine family outing turned into a nightmare that no parent should ever have to endure. Within minutes, Ivy went from bubbly and bright-eyed to unresponsive and limp in her mother's arms. Paramedics were called. Alarms shrieked. The flashing red of ambulance lights painted the road ahead as Alyssa rode beside her daughter, clutching her tiny hand, whispering desperate prayers into the sterile air of the ER. The trauma wasn't just physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and psychological. For days, Ivy remained under observation, with doctors working tirelessly to stabilize her condition. While the details of her medical ordeal remain largely private out of respect for Ivy's future and dignity, what became painfully clear was that Alyssa's world had shattered in a moment. And for someone who had grown up in front of cameras, she instinctively knew that healing required retreating, away from lights, away from questions, and most importantly, away from the expectations that come with being a Bates. Silence as sanctuary. In a digital world where personal lives are often treated as public property, Alyssa's decision to step back was bold and, for many, surprising. Messages poured in. Concerned fans, followers, and family supporters reached out, offering love, speculation, and in some cases, intrusive inquiries. But Alyssa remained silent. This silence wasn't avoidance, it was sanctuary. It was the deliberate choice to create a cocoon around her family, a sacred pause from public life to tend to the wounds that didn't bleed but still hurt. The Bates, known for their strong evangelical values and tight-knit family structure, rallied around her. Sisters took turns bringing meals. Parents offered childcare for her other 3 daughters. And her husband, John, became both rock and refuge. Healing, Alyssa later said in her first statement back, isn't linear. It's sometimes a scream, sometimes a prayer, and sometimes it's just silence. A return with purpose. When Alyssa finally broke that silence, she did so not with drama, but with authenticity. She shared a black and white photo on her social media, Ivy's hand curled around her mother's finger, both wearing hospital bracelets. The caption read, "We made it through the darkest storm. Not unscarred, but stronger." Her return wasn't just about reclaiming space, it was about transforming pain into purpose. Alyssa announced a new initiative, Ivy's Light, a community project focused on supporting families navigating pediatric trauma and medical emergencies. Through curated care packages, family support guides, and emergency response education, the initiative aims to prepare and empower families for the unimaginable. It wasn't just a charitable effort, it was a love letter to the community that had lifted her family, and a testament to the resilience she found in herself. Faith reforged. For a family whose faith is central to their identity, the experience rattled even the strongest spiritual foundations. In the quiet nights spent pacing hospital corridors, Alyssa questioned everything. Where was God in her daughter's pain? Why Ivy? Why now? Those questions didn't have immediate answers, but in the void of certainty, something else grew, compassion. I used to think faith was about certainty, she later wrote in a blog post. Now I think it's about trust in the absence of it. Her words resonated with thousands of readers. Messages poured in from parents who had felt similarly lost, similarly shaken. They found in Alyssa a mirror to their own doubts, and in her journey, a beacon of grace. Redefining strength. Gone is the image of Alyssa as just another cheerful, photogenic member of a reality TV family. In her place stands a woman tempered by fire, reshaped by adversity, and driven by empathy. Her vulnerability has not diminished her, it has deepened her. She now speaks openly about mental health, an often ignored topic in conservative communities. She talks about the therapy she sought, not only for Ivy, but for herself and her family. She discusses the guilt, the what-ifs, and the long nights spent grappling with invisible burdens. And she listens. In forums and discussion panels, in small groups and online circles, Alyssa now lends her voice to those who don't have platforms, amplifying their stories and helping them feel seen. Looking forward. Today, Ivy is recovering, still small, still a fighter. Alyssa shares glimpses of their days, planting flowers in the backyard, baking muffins, praying together at night. The scars remain, but they are slowly becoming part of a story not just of trauma, but of transformation. Alyssa's return is not to reclaim celebrity, but to offer solidarity. Her family is not a perfect portrait, but a living example of how resilience can bloom even in the harshest conditions. The road ahead is uncertain, as it always is, but one thing is clear, Alyssa Bates is back, not because the storm has passed, but because she now knows how to dance in the rain. As she put it best, I didn't come back because I was ready. I came back because I realized someone else might be where I was, and maybe, just maybe, my story could help them find their way out.